back to the start for our next championship race. It's the women's lightweight eights. The big boats coming down the course. In lane 2, New Canaan. In lane 3, the Cincinnati Juniors. In lane 4, St. Louis. In lane 5, the Oakland Strokes. In lane 6, New Trier. And in lane 7, Marin. David, take it away.
With orange decks on the top. 750 into this thing, 1250 to go. They have only a deck over New Trier in lane 6. New Trier with also a deck in their Vespoli over the Hudson right in front of us from Marin. And here comes Cincinnati Juniors. Cincinnati Juniors is dead level, as is actually St. Louis. So St. Louis and Cincinnati Juniors dead level with Marin right now. Marin had a good start and they were up there in that top 3. They're starting to fade a little bit relative to Cincinnati Juniors and the boat in lane 4 from St. Louis. But it is more of a lead now, trying to pace themselves all the way down the race course at the same speed it appears is Oakland Strokes. And what it is doing is it's getting them an inch every time they drop in the water. They have 6 seats now on the rest of the field. It is now Cincinnati Juniors challenging this boat from New Trier, and I'm going to give it to Cincinnati Juniors at 1,000 meters with maybe a foot over New Trier. New Trier with about 2 feet over St. Louis. St. Louis with a foot over Marin. These 5 boats are just going at it, especially the 4 behind Oakland Strokes. Oakland Coxon, she just looked to her right. She is fixated on that bow ball of New Trier. She wants open water from her crew, and it seems like she may get it in about 100 or 200 more meters as they continue to kind of push out just a little bit from the field. But look at this race for silver. It is stroke for stroke, lanes 3 and 6. It is Cincinnati and New Trier just back and forth here. Only a couple of feet, not even a full deck, a couple of feet ahead of that St. Louis boat in lane 4. St. Louis right there in the mix as we approach 1250. And then you've got Marin within a deck of those other 3. Unbelievable race here in the women's lightweight eights. So much similar speed between 5 of these boats, but it is out front. A full length now, about to break the overlap, is Oakland Strokes. They have a pedigree in these women's eights. They have won this event several times in the last 5 years, and they are about to open up water here on the field. And then it is too close to call. It's St. Louis. It is Cincinnati. They are trading punches. They're about a foot ahead of New Trier. New Trier with a deck on Marin. Unbelievable race. Mark headed to the finish with 550 meters left. I'm going to give it to you. Oakland Strokes with a seat of open water. And then it is too close to call between 4 boats. Unbelievable race. Women's light 8.
It's only New Canaan that's slightly off the pace, but what an exciting race here on this championship Sunday morning. Love to hear the cacophony of the coxes coaxing their rowers to reach deep. You could see it on the screen there with Oakland Strokes coxswain glancing at that bow ball of New Trier and coaxing her rowers to dig deep and push a little bit forward. In the meantime, Marin not out of the picture yet, also in that fight. 4 boats vying for the silver medal. Only 3 will get any medal. Oakland Strokes still out there with 200 meters from the finish to go, a little more than 250 meters from the finish. Oakland Strokes trying to assert their dominance on this lightweight 8 race for the ladies. Cincinnati, St. Louis, New Trier trading punches, going down the course. Oakland Strokes trying to stay ahead of the field. A big push coming from New Trier. Cincinnati moving forward. St. Louis trying to catch up. St. Louis beginning to push forward. Cincinnati and St. Louis, the river cities, going neck to neck down to the finish. Oakland Strokes trying to cling to the gold. Here comes New Trier charging up on the outside. 30 meters from the finish. Oakland Strokes wins the gold in the women's lightweight eights. Who will win silver? Here comes New Trier coming up on St. Louis. St. Louis, and hard to call between New Trier and St. Louis. Cincinnati Juniors in fourth. It's Marin in fifth and New Canaan in sixth. What a race in the women's lightweight eights. It just doesn't get any better than that. One more reminder, if you're parked on the far side on the West Road, the Championship Road, you need to move your car if you're parked on the pavement. If you're on the grass, you're fine, but the sheriff's going to start writing tickets real soon. Next race on the course, the men's fours. Exciting racing coming up here, I bet, too, with Newport in lane 2, CRI in lane 3, Deerfield in lane 4, OKC Riversport